Madam Chair, we're live.
Thank you. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is a regular meeting of the Baldwin Park Planning Commission for February 14th, 2024. It is now 7:16 p.m. Commissioner Gonzalez, can you please lead us in the flag salute?
Put your right hand over your heart. Pledge allegiance.
Flag. United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.
Mark, are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still live.
Thank you. Planning Secretary, can you please call roll?
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Pena,
Present.
Chair Gonzalez. Oh, sorry, Chair Escobosa.
Here.
Um, Commissioner Maciel
Here.
and sorry, Commissioner Gonzalez.
Present.
Thank you.
Right.
Make a motion to excuse Mr. Rodriguez.
I'll second. My apologies. Nick, can you call roll?
Of course. Commissioner Pena,
Yes.
Chair Escobosa,
Yes.
so Commissioner Maciel
Yes.
and Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
4-0. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now declare oral communications open. Anyone wishing to address the commission on anything other than the listed agenda items may come to the podium. We are going to restrict your comments to 3 minutes.
There is one speaker today, Susan Cole. And go ahead, Susan.
Thank you. Good evening. Happy St. Valentine's Day and peace be with you. My name is Susan Cole. My information's on file. I wanted to introduce myself to you. I am unfortunately the person who's been bombarding you with emails and facts that you probably already know. At least I hope you've been getting them. I think you have. That is about a project that we don't need to speak on tonight. However, I did want to thank you for putting up with my information, and also just for volunteering to do this. It's a sometimes thankless job, but I'm thanking you now because it really is something that's important. And I wanted you just to remember that you're not up there alone, that you have a lot of planning commissioners and city council members who've gone before you that worked really hard to set up the general plan and the municipal code. In fact, I see by the seal behind you, it reminds me, I dug out my mom's old history book of Baldwin Park, and it was formed in 1956. And at that time, the first thing they did was the first ordinance of the was to create the municipal code, which was the laws governing the city. And then 2 years later, the state gave the city of Baldwin Park money to create the general plan that you work with right now, and in a modified form. And also 2 years later, then the planning commission, the first planning commission was formed, and their very first ordinance was a regulatory dance hall ordinance to create a higher moral standard for the community. So even they had to wrestle with difficult decisions. But I just wanted to thank you again and let you know that we really appreciate what you're doing. Good evening.
Thank you. Again, I would like to open it to anyone in the audience. If you have anything that you would like to speak on that's not already on the agenda. All right, seeing no further interest, I will now declare oral communications closed. The lone item I see on the consent calendar is the meeting minutes from the previous planning commission meeting. Would any commissioner like to pull this item for discussion? Right, if no items are going to be pulled, do I have a motion to approve the minutes for December 13th, 2023 on the consent calendar?
I'll motion to approve the minutes as is.
And I'll second.
Thank you. Can I please get roll call?
Yes.
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 Thank you. The first case on the agenda is CP 2311. This is a request to allow an alcoholic beverage control or ABC license type 41 for on sale of beer and wine in conjunction with an existing full-service restaurant, Vaca Brunch and Beyond in the downtown edge zoning district pursuant to table 4.3 of the downtown Baldwin Park specific plan. This restaurant is located at 14417 Ramona Boulevard, Suite B5. Can I please? Oh, you're all ready. Look at this. All right, we're gonna have staff give us a report on this.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, and honorable members of the Planning Commission. Next slide, please. Before you is conditional use permit application CP 23-11, requesting approval to allow alcohol sales in conjunction with an existing restaurant within the downtown edge segment of the downtown specific plan area. Next slide. On December 20th, 2023, the Planning Division received the aforementioned conditional use permit application form from NRG Restaurants LLC for Vaca Brunch and Beyond, located at 14417 Ramona Boulevard, Suite B5. The subject restaurant, which is approximately 2,373 square feet in floor area, is located within the existing 3,000 square foot, one-story multi-tenant building, shown on the slide in the green square. The existing restaurant is located on the corner portion of the shopping center fronting Main Avenue. The subject property is surrounded by existing commercial uses and residential uses further to the north along Palm Rose Avenue. Next slide, please. As mentioned, the project site is located within the downtown edge segment of the downtown Baldwin Park specific plan and is designated as downtown edge in the city of Baldwin Park's general plan. The existing restaurant use is consistent with the city's general plan and zoning code requirements. Next slide. The applicant has operated in the city of Baldwin Park since August 7th, 2023, and specializes in brunch platters, a la Mexican style cuisine such as chilaquiles, eggs Benedict, and French toast sticks dishes. Shown on the current slide are a few plates that they sell. Next slide, please. The applicant is requesting a Type 41 alcohol license to allow for the sale of beer and wine in conjunction with an existing restaurant or eating place as defined by the State Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control, referred to herein as ABC. The applicant is not proposing any tenant or building improvements within the existing restaurant space, which consists of a dining room, service counter, kitchen prep room, and restroom. The restaurant also has an existing outdoor patio that fronts Main Avenue and the driveway aisles for the shopping center. Next slide. The subject restaurant is located within Census Tract 4051.02, which is authorized to have 5 on-sale licenses and 2 off-sale licenses per ABC. Pictured on the current slide is the proximity map that shows the location of the 2 existing on-sale alcohol licenses relative to the project site. Per ABC standards, there will not be an overconcentration of alcohol uses in the area. Staff has determined that the granting of a Type 41 license to Vaca Brunch and Beyond will not create an additional impact to surrounding properties in the census tract, as no changes will be made to hours of operation and measures will be put in place to avoid over-serving of patrons or serving of alcohol to minors. In addition, with the added conditions of approval and those conditions required by ABC, the applicant's request will not be detrimental to the public. Next slide. To conclude, staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve Resolution PC 24-01 to approve CP 23-11. Next slide. Both planning staff and the project applicant are available for any questions or comments regarding the project. Thank you. This concludes the presentation.
All right, I want to give the commission the opportunity to ask any questions they may have of this project.
So I have a couple questions for the staff. Just the first question. So I know within kind of just sort of that track that you're mentioning, I know we're including the Micheladas Mexican Grill as well as La Cosecha Mexican Bistro in the area. I understand that they do have sell alcohol at least within this past year or so. Have there been any just sort of incidents, within that area that, would, the factor of alcohol sales would cause, any negative outcomes, via code enforcement or our police department?
Work the knob, but, oh, there we go. So, with respect to the project area, typically for alcohol CUPs, we consult with our police department as far as any active or ongoing issues going on with the area, and same thing with code enforcement as far as property violations. To date, there aren't any active or ongoing code cases on the property, and with PD, there aren't any ongoing calls for services with respect to the restaurants within the census tract.
Okay. I guess, and then just to kind of add on to that, previously in that location, was that another restaurant as well? Did they serve alcohol?
It was, there was, at least to my knowledge, no alcohol served in the restaurant at the time.
And then I know when we're looking at kind of one of the business operations plan and justification statement, attachment 3, I know the applicant says that, just the justification, I'm assuming in addition just to bringing kind of a breakfast place or that type of establishment, in addition to just with the serving alcohol or having the right to serve alcohol, will be contributing to the economy. So at least the economy of the city. So at least from the department perspective, how will the city be benefiting from that?
Nick, would you care to answer that question?
Yeah, I think, as you already mentioned, there's the economic benefit, but there's also a more complete benefit to this restaurant as their program is a brunch style that typically you would have champagne with a brunch, so it completes their concept. Provided it's in a controlled manner as the conditions of approval will support, it should be an enhancement to the community.
Okay. And then I know, right, Measure BP recently passed, so because of the increase, the tax increase, again, that, we'll be able to take advantage of, those alcohol sales, right, with that additional tax?
Oh, with the sales tax.
Sales tax.
Yes, that's
Sure.
correct. Sales tax will apply.
Great, thank you.
And then Commissioner Pena, for that question, I would also like to have the applicant chime in just to provide their response too.
Yes, of course, I'll have that question for them as well. Thanks.
I have a clarifying question. I see in the report that the amount of licenses that ABC allows within a certain track are 5 on sale and 2 off. Are all those inclusive of a type 41 or are those different licenses?
So the type 41s and the 47s are the ones that are indicative of the on sale. So that's like when you're serving beer and wine to restaurant patrons. Off sale is typical like grocery stores or liquor stores that sell for outside consumption.
Okay.
So for on sale, based on the table that's in the staff report, there are only 2 active licenses. So adding or granting a third one wouldn't wouldn't per ABC have the census tract be over concentrated.
Okay. Yeah. Did the other commissioners have any questions? All right, so if there are no further questions from staff, I will now declare public hearing open. Is there anyone other than the applicant at this moment wishing to speak on this agenda item, either for or against? That was one. All right, well, seeing no interest from the audience, we will love to hear from the applicant themselves.
Don. Hello, my name is Jerry Garcia. This is a little intimidating. I've never been in this situation before, and I've spoken to a lot of people before, but this is different. So thank you very much for taking the time to hear our case. And I heard someone say what kind of benefit it brings to the city. Initially, we put this restaurant here with the intention of bringing a elevated concept to our community, which is mostly the Hispanic community. You guys are mostly composed of Hispanics here, and that's our people. I was born in Mexico, and that's kind of like the type of environment that I've been all my life, even here in LA, obviously. And we started this concept with the idea of bringing something a little bit an elevated concept, elevated brunch concept, and we spent a lot of time doing it. Ignacio here is my partner, and we spend 16 hours a day building that restaurant. I don't know if you remember, the paint, cleaning it up, making sure that everything was ready. And I think we made it because a lot of the people that come to that restaurant are not only from the city, but we noticed that they come from Pasadena, from West Covina, from Whittier, from Baldwin Park, from Downey, from everywhere. They're coming over to the city, and I think they're bringing their money and spending it here. Fortunately for us, we're filling up the restaurant almost every day, and we're very fortunate to have that from the community and from the cities around here. So I do believe that there is a value there, and I think other cities are seeing it, and they're coming here and they're saying, a lot of the residents of Baldwin Park are saying, we're very happy to see you here because we needed something like this. Now we're opening for dinner, and I hope to see you guys there. It's gonna be awesome because our chef is actually specialized in dinner. So he's gonna bring some really, really nice stuff. He has already been successful in 2 different restaurants before, and especially in dinner. So we're very excited about that. Today is open for Valentine's for the first time for dinner, and the place is really, really nice right now. And we see a lot of pictures. We're supposed to be there right now helping our servers, but we're here because this is very important to us. This is gonna complete our concept. Like he said, we need that champagne to complete our concept and to continue to the success that we already have here, thanks to the city. So I really appreciate your time, and thank you for taking the time to see this and hopefully approve it soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry. Do my fellow commissioners have any questions for the applicant?
Yeah, so I have a couple questions. So one, I thank you for answering my question about just sort of the economic benefits just to the city. Again, I was unaware that other folks, seems obvious now, but it's glad to hear that Baldwin Park sort of being, or that specifically that restaurant's being a focal point, that we're not going to West Covina, we're not going to downtown LA or Los Felix, et cetera, that people are actually coming here and spending their money, and especially with that increase in sales tax, that benefits are definitely our communities. When I take a look at your operations plan, I know that you sort of the safety measures for serving alcohol. So I think, it makes sense. I know I saw that you'll also have designated drivers available to assist patrons. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we have experience in the restaurant business, and it is much better for us to take care of people that really, that end up in that situation. But the best thing that we can do is to prevent it, to
course.
make sure that that doesn't happen. That is an extreme case, which ends up happening in the very specific situations that we just, that something happens and we're not aware of the tolerance of one person. But the idea is to prevent those situations. But in extreme cases, we don't want to let somebody drive that is not supposed to be driving. So the designated driver means we will take that person home, or we will make sure that a Uber takes him
Okay.
home at our expense. It's either one of the two. If we take him home, we make sure that it's two of us taking them.
Sure.
And if it's the Uber driver, we make sure that we give instructions to the Uber driver not to go anywhere else, but the residents of this person that that are our client. We have been in that I used to be a food server when I was going to school in Cal State Long Beach. And it was a big deal to serve somebody or to overserve somebody. So I understand the ramifications of doing something like that, and I understand what steps to take to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, thank you so much for elaborating, because again, I think anyone's a fan of, prevention over reaction. But as you mentioned, it's a last resort, and things do happen. The other question I also had is, when we were looking at the resolution that says that alcoholic beverages shall be served, it's sold with a meal, but not items that are considered with sort of snacks such as chips, pretzels, etc. How are you going to be, I guess, enforcing that or ensuring that folks aren't just sipping champagne or something like that solely?
Well, we are bounded by certain rules, even from the ABC. We are primarily need to sell our food.
Sure.
And then the alcohol is a complement to the food. So if somebody just shows up just to drink alcohol, we're not going to serve that person. The meal comes before so as they're ordering, obviously we're going to make sure that they have their food order coming first, and then the food and the and appetizers and the drink will be ordered first, and then we'll see, as they order the rest of the meal, we'll see what service we're going to give them. So if somebody just shows up to just drink alcohol, that's not the client that we want anyways. We are a family-oriented business. If you see the art on the walls and what we have in the restaurant, if we do anything like that, where we serve people without the food, we're gonna run out of we're gonna lose our clients, or the clients that always come with the families and their loved ones there. So yeah, we don't want that kind of environment in the restaurant. It's gonna be bad for business for us too.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for elaborating. I don't have any additional questions, but again, I'll just say that, we are thankful that you decided to invest in the city of Baldwin Park. And then I know, the upcoming street market or street fairs will be coming up later in the summer. So I'm sure you have a prime location just to definitely add some more food diversity within the street market. So I'm sure a lot of our residents, but as well as our visitors for visiting the street market, will definitely benefit from that. So again, we'll also be welcoming the tax sales as well.
We have seen it before during December. What was it? November, I think. You guys had a street like concerts and stuff like that, and we saw a lot of interest. We were not open. We were so excited to show people the restaurant, so we walked people in just to show them what it looked like.
Yeah.
And everybody was very excited. So those fairs and those street closings that you guys do, and it's great. It's great.
No, it's a good location. So yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
And then Vice Chair Payne, if I could just interject, the policy that you were mentioning, or the condition as far as selling the food without any I want to say chips or
Pretzels, peanuts.
snack foods. That's in our administrative policy for all alcohol CUPs. So it's not just unique to this application. All other type 41 or 47 requests have that condition built in.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that.
All right, if there are no further questions for the applicant, I will accept a motion.
I'll motion to approve.
And I'll second it.
If I could please get a roll call?
Thank you. Commissioner Peña,
Yes.
Chair Escobosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Maciel,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
Thank you. I want to jump and but that's all I can do. Thank you.
You have great food. I love the restaurant.
All right, so the planning commission has voted to approve the project. It is exempt from environmental review under the California Environmental Quality Act and the state CEQA guidelines. Specifically, the project is categorically exempt from CEQA under guidelines section 15301 as a project consists of adding an ABC alcohol license type 147 to an existing restaurant. The commission has also voted to adopt resolution PC 2401, approving a resolution of the planning commission of the city of Baldwin Park, approving a type 141 on sale beer and wine alcoholic beverage control license in conjunction with an existing full service restaurant at Vaca Brunch and Beyond in the downtown edge zoning district pursuant to table 4.3 of the downtown Baldwin Park specific plan. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Go help your servers.
We're trying to do, no, just to keep the meeting longer.
And thank you for opening for dinner, because that was one of my concerns. So the dinner thing is a good compliment. Awesome.
All right, thank you all so much. Back to business, team, back to business. The second case being considered today is a proposal for TPM 84199. This request is for a tentative parcel map to consolidate 6 lots, vacated street right-of-way, and a city parking lot into one 94,634 square foot lot for the development of the Zocalo Civic Plaza project. The site consists of a zoning designation of mixed use, one within the downtown transit oriented development specific plan, 2016, located in downtown Baldwin Park at the northwest intersection of Main and Pacific, and it extends south of Main Street. We have a report ready for this.
Thank you. At this time, staff would like to request a continuance of this item to the March 27, 2024 Planning Commission meeting.
Correction, February 27th.
No, March. Right, March 27th. It's the March 27th meeting.
Can I please get a motion to continue this item to our March 27th Planning Commission meeting? All right, so we're going to take that back for just 5 seconds. We do want to declare the public hearing open if there's anybody in the audience wishing to testify.
Good evening.
Good
My
evening.
name is Lucas Urgoiti. I am.
Sorry, really quick. I'm sorry. You're gonna be able to speak in a minute, but we are gonna continue this item in a minute. And we're gonna continue the public hearing as well. So you're gonna have a right to speak at one point in the public hearing. If you want to do it now, you're welcome to. But if you want to use your time during the March 27th meeting,
Oh, certainly.
yes.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
So I'll motion to move this item over to March 27th.
And I'll second.
Commissioner Peña,
Yes.
Chair Escobosa, Commissioner Maciel,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Right, and so the commission has voted to continue the item for the March 20th. planning. You all hear me? Okay. The commission has voted to continue this item for March 27th, 2024 Planning Commission meeting. The third case item being considered today is a request to terminate Development Agreement 1815, which is a user agreement between the business owner and the city for cultivation and manufacturing of cannabis. This agreement was replaced by a commercial cannabis agreement that was approved by the City Council on December 6, 2023. Development agreement 1815 therefore is redundant and no longer necessary. Can I please get a report for that?
Thank you. I'll be brief. As you mentioned in the summary, this is a bit of a cleanup item. This applicant was originally governed by the development agreement and from 2018, and in December of 2023, that agreement was replaced and superseded by a commercial cannabis agreement, which they entered into and was approved by the city council. So at this point, the development agreement is no longer needed and is redundant. So the request is to terminate that agreement and to clarify matters.
Are there any questions to staff by the commission?
I had one question. Was this the only applicant that was under this particular agreement?
Yes, it was a special agreement between the city and the applicant. Yes, so they were the only one.
No further questions.
All right, if there are no further questions of staff, I will now declare the public hearing open. Anybody in the audience wishing to speak on this matter either for or against, this is your time. All right, seeing no further interest, I will now declare the public hearing closed. Is there a motion for this project?
I'll motion to terminate development agreement 1815.
I'll second. Can I please get a roll call?
Commissioner Peña,
Yes.
Chair Escobosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Maciel,
Yes.
and Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
The Planning Commission has voted to find the proposed project is exempt from CEQA pursuant to State Guidelines Section 1561 of the CEQA Guidelines because the termination of the development agreement is not a project as defined by CEQA, since it does not have the potential to cause a direct physical change to the environment or cause a reasonable foreseeable indirect physical change to the environment and is exempt from review. We've also voted to adopt a resolution PC number 2024-02 to terminate development agreement 1815, an agreement between the business owner and the city for cultivation and manufacturing of cannabis, because this is BA was fully replaced and superseded by a commercial cannabis agreement. All right, the fourth case being considered today is a proposal for ZV 2301, CP 2305, PR 2321. This request for consideration and adoption of a mitigated negative declaration in conjunction with a request for consideration and approval of a zoning variance to deviate from the minimum side and rear yard setback requirements, a conditional use permit to allow recreational facility, indoor-outdoor soccer facility use, and a design review to review the building architecture and site design. The location for this request is at 14412 and 14424 Jones Bridge Street. Can I please get a report on this?
Thank you. At this time, staff would like to request a continuance of this item to a date uncertain.
Can I get a motion to continue the item? Or not continue.
Point of clarification, I guess before we make the motion or after, but is there a justification why it's being moved to a date uncertain?
Staff just needs to spend more time reviewing the application, in light of comments, or opposition from members of the public. These applications have to be thoroughly vetted before they're put before the commission, and, in light of opposition, staff just needs more time to review the application.
Thanks for clarifying.
I'll make a motion to move this item to a date uncertain.
And I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Peña,
Yes.
Chair Escobosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Maciel,
Yes.
and Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. The Planning Commission has voted to continue this item to date uncertain. All right, next item on the agenda is non-public hearing items. And, all right, we're gonna move right along on the agenda. Do we have any reports of officers?
The only report I'd like to make is that we do have an item for the next planning commission meeting. So that would be the 28th of this month.
Any communications from the commission or from staff? All right, if there are no comments by staff, I will accept a motion for adjournment.
I'll motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Commissioner Peña,
Yes.
Chair Escobosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Maciel,
Yes.
and Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Valentine's, everybody.
The Planning Commission of Baldwin Park is adjourned at 7:53 PM.